Hello my friends, it's the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're gonna go on a journey out into nature, listening to whistles. We're gonna be looking with some binoculars and looking for birds. Yep, we are bird watching today, and we're gonna be looking at a card game called Birds of a Feather from Nothing Sacred Games. They brought us Corporate America, which is one of my favorite negotiation games. This is from 1 to 7 players, ages 9 and up. Takes 15 minutes to play. It's a very quick, simultaneous action card game selection. Let's take a look. In Birds of a Feather, what you'll be doing is going bird watching, and you'll be finding birds in different habitats. For example, these birds are orange cards. They're in the desert. This is the black-throated sparrow. Awesome artwork, and you see the egg. And if you had seen this card, you would go to the orange, you'd see the egg, and you would cross it off right here. You would color this in. Here, you have a white-headed woodpecker, and it's part of the mountain. And we look for the card here. And this is the double feathers there, so we go double feathers, we come to here, and we would circle this in. In general, that's how the game's working, and be trying to see these, but let me show you how it's played and how you do see these birds. But in general, you're trying to see as many as you can, because each of these stars are points at the end of the game that you'll be getting. Now, these are the little score sheets that comes with the game. I must admit, this sheet has a misprint in it. The egg is supposed to be worth 0 stars. Unfortunately, there's some stars here. There is an app here that you can go on your iPhone or Android and get an actual app that allows you to keep score a lot easier without these, or you can just do this and just remember that these eggs are worth 0 points. Although I have seen some videos where those are not there, so maybe it's just the copy I got. Anyway, at the beginning of the game, depending on how many players there are, you'll see how many cards you get. In this case, we're going to play a 4-player game, so everyone's going to get 15 cards. And that's basically what's going to happen. Now, if you play it with 2 or 3 players, there's going to be some dummy hands. 4 players or more, there's no dummy hands. So at the beginning of the game, these would be my hand, maybe 15 cards, and these would be kept secret from the other players. Now, I would select which one of these cards to put down, and let's say I just select this one, and I would put it face down in front of me. So I take that card, I put it in front of me, here's the other 3 players. Once everyone has played their cards, everyone flips their cards over. Oh, interesting. So what we have here is 4 different birds of 4 different habitats. So what we see is that it's easy to see cards that are in the same habitat because they're the same color. Now I see this bird because I placed it, but I will also see any birds that anyone else played that are from the same habitat. So I will see the varied thrush, and I will see the spotted towhee, which is basically the forest, which is green, and the egg, and the forest, which is green, and that single feather there. So I would simply just mark these off where I see them. So I saw this, and I saw this. Now this was 1 point. Again, these are not points, as I mentioned earlier. They are not stars. So this is no points, and this is 1 point. Why would you want to get an egg? Well, because if you get every single one of these in the same habitat, you could cross this off, which is 3 points. So you're trying to specialize in a specific area. So this player and myself saw the same 2 birds. This player and this player also in this case saw both of the same birds. Now these would sort of just go into the middle of the table, and then everybody else is going to play another card for a second bird. These birds linger around for an additional round. So all future rounds are going to look like this. The bird from the last round go into the middle, and everybody else, the bird that they're going to look at this round is here. Once everybody's picked their cards, we flip them up. Now what happens is, so this player, the only bird he saw was the one he played, and it's the egg, which is 0 points for blue. Not a great play. This one, now here's the egg for the mountains. Now I'm going to see this bird. I'm also going to see this one, and this one, and this one. So I get to mark down all of those on my sheet. And this player would see this. He already saw this from last round, so he's just going to see basically this one, because he's already seen those. He wouldn't need to cross them off again. So I would go see all those. So in this one round, I actually saw this, the single, the double, and the triple feather, all in one round there. Now, these birds, all right here from the lingering round, would get discarded, and these would all push into the middle, and now these are lingering, and you just continue this until all the cards are gone. Now I want to show you a special case here. So it's the next round, and people flip all their cards over, and we'll notice that this card has a red raptor on it. And we see the golden eagle, and we see it has the red raptor, and this also matches the raptor that's on that card right there, so it would be that one. So there's some special rules variants that you can use with this. I recommend playing with this after you've played the game once. What happened was, this raptor scares away all the birds that are just lingering from last round in this habitat. So any purple habitated birds go away and nobody can see them. Now I would do this because I was thinking that some of these players, because there were a couple of purple ones out here, they were going to play purple and these would scare away and they wouldn't get to see those. Now I would get to see mine and any other purple. If this player had played this, I would get to see this, and these two, we would get to see each other's birds here, but nobody would see the ones that were supposed to be in the middle, including me, because they'd go away. And it's just another level of strategy to get points away from other people. And this will continue to the end of the game. Once all the cards are gone, you simply just add up the stars. So here I have 1, here I have 1, here I have 2 and 1, which is 3. Here I got the entire row, so it's 10. And here I got 3, and I total up to 18. Whoever has the most points is the winner. Now I told you about the optional Raptor rule, which I want you to play with after you've played it once. There's also a migration rule during the start of the game. Depending on how many cards you're given, you pass that many cards to your left to start the game. It just allows you to sort of, hone in or refine your hand at the beginning of the game. So for 4 players, you would take 3 of your cards and you'd pass them to the left. Want even more of a strategy-based game, you can not do the migration I just told you about, but you can draft. And depending on how many players there are, there'll be different pools of cards that you go then select and then draft and pass. And then so basically you'll be actually selecting every card that goes in your hand. This is for advanced players, but that's how you play Birds of a Feather. All right, there's Birds of a Feather. First, let's talk about the things I like about this game. The artwork's awesome. You've got all these cards and all these birds on there, and they all, you can learn about birds, you can learn the names of them, you can look at them. Really cool artwork. I like the iconography in the game, where where you're at is really just the color of the cards too, so it makes it really easy to discern which one's which. I like having the option of using the notepads, which of course unfortunately had a misprint, or using an app, which is always makes things a little easier sometimes. The game itself is good. It's a good one. It's solid. I liked it. What I like best about it is it's quick, it's easy, it's very accessible, it plays a lot of players and plays a lot of players quickly. It's hard to find a game that plays 7 players that doesn't drag or that isn't engaging. And in this game, you're doing your own thing. You've got your card, you're putting it down, and it moves very fast with 7 players. It still takes 10 to 15 minutes to play at most. I like how there's a different level of strategy here. You can play the basic game where you're putting the cards down, and it's cool. Like, everyone plays some cards, and then based upon what they play, that's going to change what people play next. Oh, everyone just went to the wetlands this time. I have 1 wetlands card. Is this the right time to play this? Am I going to capitalize the most on this 1 card that I can? Or is everyone else going to do the same thing, and maybe I'll get more next round if I wait around? And there's those are the kind of decisions that you got to make in this game that are fun. They're not mind-boggling, they're not crazy, but they're good. I like adding that Raptor variant where I have this card, everyone thinks they're going to go for wetlands, I'm going to throw the Raptor in wetlands, nobody gets to see those cards from last turn, I like that. That's pretty cool. I also like how after you're done with the basic game, you can add the migration where you basically are passing some cards to the left at the beginning of the game. Gives you a little more control of your hand once you know what you'd actually want. So you do that after playing probably 3 or 4 times. And then if you really want to gamer it up, throw the migration thing out and just do a full drafting of different pools of cards to really construct the hand that you want. Of course, you have to know the game really well by then, but I like how it starts simple, ratchets it up, and ratchets it up. Great artwork, plays fast, no downtime. It's a fun game. I played this with 6 other of my coworkers at lunchtime. They don't really play games. They got together, we played it, everyone was able to figure it out really quickly. Within like halfway through the first hand, they figured 2 or 3 rounds in, they knew what they were doing, and they enjoyed it, and they wanted to keep having me bring it back. So for a casual game with a lot of people, you could take this to a party without gamers, but you could ratchet it up for gamers. Good solid effort for Birds of a Feather.